The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful lady out of the Great Pacific Northwest. She was a graduate of USC in engineering, magna cum laude from Vidavari School of Engineering. She worked at the Department of Defense for 10 years and made a nice transition going from English over the music, and her unique style got her opening for Andy Griggs, Jimmy Allen, King Calloway, and more. And she's got a new song out called If Mama Only Knew, and this is literally hot off the charts. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plush Studios in the beautiful Pacific Northwest, ladies and gentlemen, the next queen of country music out of the Great Pacific Northwest, Leah Justine. Leah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning. Wow. Thank you for that introduction, Mike. That was awesome.
Well, it's great to have you on, Leah. And I heard your song If Mommy Only Knew. It was great, and we'll be glad to play that for you. And, of course, you're a graduate from USC in engineering. You worked for the Department of Defense for 10 years, and nice transition from English engineering over to music. You open up for Andy Griggs, Jimmy Allen, King Calloway, and more. And, of course, you just have a really great future ahead. And before we get into all that, tell us how you first got started.
Oh, my gosh. Well, my mom says that I, basically came out of the womb singing. So I've been singing for a long time. So I've been singing for a very long time, and actually started in musical theater when I was a kid. So I always joke my second favorite genre of music is musical theater and Disney, because I'm a 90s kid. So sang a lot growing up, and continued actually doing musical theater even through college. And that was really cool to be at the University of Southern California. I got to study engineering, but also they have a great theater and music school there. And so got to, still sing and still follow that passion as well. And then was working for a little bit and got to continue to do musical theater kind of on the weekends around my job. and then made the conscious decision that I really always loved country music, and I just really wanted to sing live and record an album, record music, and so made that transition, and here I am.
Oh, that's amazing. And what was that one moment that precisely influenced you into what you're doing today?
Oh my gosh. Well, so my dad is actually the one who introduced me to country music. I had a lot of really great musical influences growing up. I had two houses, and so I had 4 parents that gave me kind of a diverse love of music. My mom was all about 80s rock. My dad was all about David Allan Coe and Hank Williams Jr. So was introduced to country from him, and I just always loved country music. I think there's really colorful stories, and I love the storytelling that comes along with country music. So that's really where I think my passion grew, was just from my dad. He's a really big character, and he would drive me to and from school in different places, and he'd always be singing in his little hairbrush microphone, and that's kind of where my love for country music started. Yeah, Dad Clay.
You must have been doing karaoke in the meantime too, I can imagine that. So
Oh, for sure. I love karaoke. Who doesn't love karaoke? I mean,
I'll tell you one thing. I tried to sing, but I did not get first place, not even third or second, but I do it for fun anyway. So if I try to sing, I'll probably get fired from my job. So I'm going to hold that for later. So I'm going to leave singing to professionals just like you. So we'll just keep it at that. And who are some of the other favorite artists, singers, and musicians growing up?
Oh my gosh. Well, so my stepfather was really into the Rat Pack. So I listened to a lot of Frank Sinatra and listened to a lot of Patsy Cline. At my grandma's house, she had like the Patsy Cline record, and that was the one that I had on repeat, Frank and Dean Martin. And then my stepmom actually loved like smooth jazz, like I call it elevator music, but she also loved like Celine Dion and like some of the really great like powerful pop vocalists. And so those were some of my other like favorites growing up. And then of course, as a 90s kid, like Disney, I mean, I have like, the whole Disney canon in my head, like for the rest of my life, probably. Just growing up in that era and my little VCR tapes. So, love that. And then some of my favorites today, I love like Eric Church. Garth Brooks is one of my favorites. And then also Cody Johnson, who's out of Texas. He's an amazing country vocalist. And then, of course, females. I mean, there's so many queens, right? Mm-hmm. Shania Twain and Miranda Lambert are some of my favorites for sure.
Mm-hmm. And that's an amazing artist repertoire that you have. You've been talking about Disney as well, too, and Disney movies, and being a 90s baby and having all kinds of VCR tapes. I should know that being a young parent and having kids, starting from 95, 97, all the way up, collecting VCRs like crazy and collecting dust at this point. What are some of your favorite Disney movies growing up?
Oh my gosh. Well, The Little Mermaid's my absolute favorite. Ariel is my favorite. That whole, like, all the music in that. And then, of course, I love Beauty and the Beast. I mean, Alan Menken did a lot of the, songwriting and composing there. Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, just like the fun music is amazing. Kind of in that section of Disney history. Some of my faves.
And let's talk Disney as well too. What are your thoughts on The Lion King?
The new one?
Not the full the live action or whatever they do, the computer CG and everything. The original, which is like actual cartoons. 95. The that with the
I love The Lion King, and I have to tell you, I saw the Broadway version of The Lion King, and it is literally probably my favorite musical that I've ever seen. I literally was sitting in the audience, and in the beginning, they do this amazing thing on the stage where they make like a sunrise. Mm-hmm. And like all the puppeteering, I mean, it is so visually stunning that it's definitely one of my favorites. I just felt like in awe the whole time I was watching The Lion King on stage. But yes, I love the Disney version too. I thought the live action was really cool as well.
Mm-hmm. And I can imagine singing Hakuna Matata.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what a wonderful phrase, yeah.
I'm going to throw another one out there as well, too, since we're on that subject. How about The Emperor's New Groove? I'm going to throw that one in. That is one of my personal favorites.
Really? I think I watched that once, but I don't know too much about that one. I'm so sorry to disappoint you.
Oh, that's okay.
It's
you know what?
Not in my top 10.
That's okay. You know what? It's actually very funny if you like, bouncing back and forth comedy, very fast pace, jump here, jump there, everything else, and all these surprises. I love Tom Jones as the singer to give that emperor that groove, Tom Jones, the theme song guy. So
I'm going to have to resurrect and watch it again.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do that.
And you know something, too? Next time I have you back, we'll talk more about Tom Jones. We'll talk more about your other music. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com. It's powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here, a singer-songwriter from the countryside, Leah Justine, here on the Mike Wagner Show from the Great Pacific Northwest. And before you talk about your song If Mama Only Knew and a little bit more about your country music and some of your ventures, you worked for the Department of Defense for 10 years. And tell us more about that.
Yeah, I right out of college was fortunate enough to get a job as a project manager with the Army Corps of Engineers up in the Seattle district, and was working in the Civil Works Department. And so Civil Works is responsible for all inland navigable waterways of the U.S. So the Corps has an emergency management mission. It has a military construction mission, and then the Civil Works mission. And so I've been working on a variety of projects, like very diverse and fun projects over the last 10 years as a PM in the Civil Works Department.
Mm-hmm. And what would you say your most favorite one and was the most challenging but came out really well?
Oh my gosh. Well, right now, we're just wrapping up a fish passage project that we are constructing on the White River, which is a river that's fed by Mount Rainier. And so it's a river that has a lot of sediment and glacial till coming down, and it's one of the main rivers that our salmon spawn at. And so we're building a fish passage facility to replace one that we built in the 1940s. And this fish passage facility is going to trap and haul 1.25 million fish per year. So when we complete it, it's going to be the largest trap and haul facility in the nation. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah.
1.25 million on the fish passage. It's been going on since 1940. Amazing. I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
Wow. And what kind of fish are they entrapping in that 1.25 million?
Sure. Well, we have a lot of ESA-listed salmon up in the Pacific Northwest. So Chinook is one of our main species, but there's also pink salmon and bull trout, which are also ESA-listed endangered species. There's coho salmon, so a lot of varietals of salmon.
And is there a lot of fishing going on the fish passage, or is it more restrictive? You can fish in some areas, but there are some areas you can't.
Oh, well, right in the project site, no, you can't come out with your fishing pole and fish right there. Absolutely not. We're passing the fish up around the dam so that they can go upstream and spawn and continue on their life cycle. So no, that would be easy pickings, though.
Right, exactly. So this is for all the fishermen out there. Don't go to that fish passage. Pick others outside the fish passage, but just don't go in there whatsoever.
Absolutely not.
Right. And of course, you also made the transition from engineering over the music, and it looks like you're pretty much doing this full time. And when did this transition start?
The transition started about 5 years ago when I first started working music, and I'm actually not doing it full time yet. I'm working towards that, but I still have a full-time career with Department of Defense right now. And so that's one of kind of the interesting things that I'm juggling, and I love, because I have kind of that right brain, left brain thing going on. So I enjoy that I still get to do project management, and I've been fortunate enough to have employers. I take some leave when I need to go and do big shows. And, everybody at my office knows that I sing and that I perform, and it's something that I love. And so everybody's super supportive. And yeah, right now I'm still doing both.
Mm-hmm. You also open up for Andy Griggs, Jimmy Allen, King Calloway, James Otto, and more. And tell us some more about those guys and what's it like opening up for them?
Oh my gosh, it's awesome. It's so cool because most of these people that you get to open up for are just so supportive. I mean, Andy Griggs, he's so lovely and so just like welcoming. Jimmy Allen is hilarious and came and chatted with me and just, it was very encouraging. Like the community is so encouraging, really. And so it's nice to like be able to meet some of these people that you hear on the radio and, admire, and for them to be so encouraging and, give you some good feedback.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like it as well, too. And you also have 4 songs on your album as well, too. And one of them is If Mama Only Knew. We're going to play in just a bit. Tell us some more about your album.
Oh my gosh, the album has been such a fun project. There's 4 songs on the album that I co-wrote, and so of course it's really magical to be able to hear something that you kind of create a melody and a lyric to in your head, and then just be in the studio with some amazing musicians and hear it come to life. I recorded at Direct Image Studios in Nashville, Tennessee, with Ken Royster was the producer, and he helped me with my vocals and so many facets. He did sound engineering, all that jazz. He's an incredible human being and super talented. And he brought in world-class musicians, right? These guys, it was amazing. We would go into the studio, they would hear my song, and the song was charted in kind of the Nashville system that they've got out there, and we would talk about the song and the vibe that we wanted and different ideas. And I certainly wanted their input because these guys are just so incredibly talented, and to be able to work with them collaboratively like that was an amazing experience. It was one of the most creative things that I feel like I've ever been able to be fortunate to be a part of. So it's a really magical experience. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced. So I felt super fortunate.
That sounds amazing. You talk about the what was it? The Nashville method, the Nashville way. I'm trying to remember what
the number system.
That's it. Okay. And tell us more about that Nashville number system. How's it compared to the other systems like New York, LA, Chicago, and all that? That sounds very unique.
Oh my gosh. I'm like totally the wrong person. I know that it is a thing, but let me tell you something. I actually don't play an instrument. I love to sing and I love to perform, but it's basically like instead of written music on the staff with all the little black dots, it's they have a number system, and so they're able to say, okay, this song is in the key of C, and the chord structure is 1, 2, 5, and then they all magically know what that means. Like it's a little bit of voodoo to me, but
wow,
because I'm not a musician.
that is amazing. So basically, forget the stands, the sheets. You just say C 1 2 5 or D 2 3 4, and you guys just play. I like that.
It's really cool, essentially, right? And I'm not the expert, so you'll have to like verify like the facts, but that's what I've observed, Mark.
Mike. No, that's perfect. I think you explained it pretty good. And what's the name of your album again, and where can we find it?
Yeah, so the album is not quite out yet, but the album will be self-titled Leah Justine, and you're going to be able to find it on all of your favorite music platforms, Apple Music, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, all that. I think we're going to look at releasing it digitally in 2021. We're probably going to release a few more singles before we release the full album, but fun fact is we do have like real CDs of the albums that we're selling at shows. And of course with COVID, that's been a little bit of a struggle this year. We've only gotten to play kind of a few shows really, but hopefully as the year goes on and into 2021, we'll be at more live shows and be selling albums.
That would be great. Looking forward to what you got. We're going to play If Mama Only Knew in just a minute. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable, custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@SonicWebStudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We hear a country singer-songwriter Leah Justine from the Pacific Northwest here on the Mike Wagner Show. Right now, here's her new single out right now. Here's If Mama Only Knew, right here from Leah Justine on the Mike Wagner Show.
Growing up, it was yes ma'am, no sir, ballet classes and perfect homework. Thank you cards after every birthday, sipping my soup the proper way. Always told me pretty is as pretty does. Better believe that I paid attention, cause that wooden spoon came out when I got crazy. My mama taught me how to be a lady. If mama only knew I was lying next to you, had a little shot or two of that Tennessee honey jack in my push, saw me standing there right up on that ballroom chair, just a tossing around my hair. She'd say, oh my, oh my, if mama only knew. Now every lady's got a little wild side she brings out when the time feels just right across the room. I see those need you baby blues. It's looking like the perfect cue. If mama only knew I was lying next to you, had a little shot or two of that Tennessee honey jack in my push, saw me standing there right up on that ballroom chair, just a tossing around my hair. She'd say, oh my, oh my, if mama only knew. You know that apple falls beneath its tree. If mama only knew how well that applies to me. If mama only knew all the trouble I'm into, she'd take a little shot or two of that Tennessee honey jack. Show off her redneck roots in her motorcycle boots and her little heart tattoo. She'd say, oh my, if mama only knew.
That's If Mama Only Knew from Leah Justine on Mike Wagner Show. And I guess we don't have to, play it again here. And tell us more about that great song and what inspired you to write it.
Yeah, this song is so special to me because it's one that I co-wrote about my mom. And so, my mom was a Catholic school teacher. And so all growing up, I grew up with a Catholic school teacher, and she was very strict and very prim and proper. And as I grew up, I realized that my mom had this whole other side to her, right? Which as we grow up and become adults, we do get to know our parents in a different way. And my mom had a little wild side, right? And, and I recognized that in myself. And so it was just kind of like that whole just journey and like letting people in on kind of what it was like growing up with my mom and then kind of experiencing that whole other side of her. And the kind of the paradox in this song is that it's called If Mama Only Knew, but Mama, she really knew every single thing that was going on. Like I could not get away with anything in my childhood. Yeah.
You can't keep this secret, I'll tell you that, or she'll make you confess. Heaven help you.
Amen.
Yes, amen, that's right. And pass the holy water. So and where can we find your song If Mama Only Knew at?
Yeah, you can find If Mama Only Knew on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, all your favorite places. That
is fantastic. Once again, singer-songwriter, country singer Leah Justine here on the Mike Wagner Show. Just a few minutes right here. You've been absolutely fantastic. What can we expect from you in 2021 and beyond?
Oh my gosh. Well, you can expect some more music. Like I said, I went into the studio and cut a 10-song album. So we're getting ready to release some more singles. I'm getting ready to release my first music video, which I'm super excited about. So yeah, stay tuned for that on all your favorite social media platforms and YouTube and Facebook and LeahJustine.com.
And we're looking forward as well too. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Oh, in my career, my biggest influence, I would say just the group of 90s country stars. I mean, there were so many strong females in that era, and also Garth Brooks, man. I love Garth Brooks. He's such a performer, such an entertainer, and I look up to him a lot.
That is fantastic. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Oh, man. I mean, I think we all need to just believe in ourselves. I think sometimes it's hard, and it's hard to keep going and stay positive and, get through the hard struggles. But everybody has the hard struggles. And if we don't believe in ourselves, there's nothing left, right? If you don't believe you can do something, then you're right. If you do believe you can do something, then you're right.
That is very true. Once again, Leah Justine, country singer, songwriter from the Great Pacific Northwest here on the Mike Wagner Show. Leah, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to hearing again soon. And before we go, once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, and where can people purchase, listen, or check out your music?
Absolutely. Check me out. My website is LeahJustine.com. Facebook, Leah Justine Music. Instagram, Leah Justine Music. My newest single, If Mama Only Knew, can be found on Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, all your favorite listening platforms, YouTube, and look out for some new singles and an upcoming music video.
We will do so. Once again, Leah, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely great.
Thank you, Mike.
No problem. Looking forward to having you soon. Do us a favor. Keeps us up to date. Love you back on in 2021 and beyond. You've been fantastic.
Thank you.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, Custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.